Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, welcome to Oilers After Dark, real Oilers talk for the real fan. Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, welcome. It's been a minute. You know who I am. My name is Matt, and as always, I represent the Oilers After Dark crew. Tonight we are bringing to you a draft speculation. Just let me load it up here. BW and I went through who the Oilers could pick up. Here's the screenshot here for you. As you see, BW's list and my list, very different. I'll also have another screenshot coming up here just to show you his list in full. My list in full. Here's a full projection of that. Oilers After Dark draft speculation. He's got Charlie Stremmel, Lucas Drakovic, Adam Gajon, Trey Augustine, Kerry Terrence. We both have Kalen Lind, Grayson Schwatchen, Nico Matovic, Carson Barjanasen. Of course, I'm going to butcher names. I know, the name butcherer. Makeem Starback, E29 Moran, Hunter, I cannot even pretend to say that last name, Boa Key, Caden Price, Cameron Allen, and Luca Caganani. That's it for that, and we will get to BW's list right here for you. I mean, it is extensive, well thought out, well put out. I cannot complain about that. Here you go. There's his list for you. I'll give you a little full screen shot for a good 30 seconds of that. Like I said, his fall candidates. And I'll get into who they are, what position they are, where they played, and a little bit of a blurb under each player as we go. Obviously, the Oilers did not have a first-round pick. These are second-round speculations. As the Oilers only have a second-round pick. Here's my little people that I picked. Obviously, some names on this board have been taken off due to teams in the first round drafting way higher than projected. Excuse me. So now let's get into it. With the first pick that BW has, he's going with the number 34, Charlie Stremmel, center right wing for the NCAA Wisconsin Badgers. Scott Wheeler of The Athletic said, Stremmel is a heavy kid whose athletic, muscular build jumps out at you right away. His strength complements a competitive physical forechecking middle lane style that makes good use of his length and hard wrister from mid-range. What that tells me is the kid's got size, he's not scared to go to the front of the net, and he can shoot from hash marks and below. Don't expect him to make any long-range slap shots. That's not his game. He could develop it in the NHL, but as for right now, he's a center right wing from Wisconsin who could fall into the Oilers' lap. Now again, I've said it, and I might as well repeat myself. The Oilers do not have a first-round pick. They have a second-round pick. And with the second-round pick, it's the 24th pick in the second round. So it's not even right away, so we're going to be waiting a little bit to see the Oilers choose. Math is hard for me tonight, so I'm not even going to try and lie to you and tell you what round that is, what pick that is. At number 35, we have Lucas Drakovic. Corey Portman from The Athletic says he shows the high-end IQ to let plays develop, holds puck under pressure, and jumps into attacks at the right time to go with a strong point shot. The question with Dracovic will be, without the puck, is he okay skater and competitor? That is the question. That is what the Oilers are looking for. The Oilers aren't looking for a puck mover as much as they are for a shutdown guy. How are you when the puck is in your zone? Are you able to handle the pressure of the Western Conference? Or, even less than that, are you able to handle the Pacific Division? We will wait and see on Lucas. Again, Oilers are not picking early in the second round. It is a later second round pick, but still something to keep an eye on as the draft day 2 continues. Moving on to the 60th pick. These are all still BW's picks. We've got the goalie, Adam Gajon from Chippewa NAHL. A standout of Adam's game is the mix between his size and athleticism. For a 6'4" goalie, he's lightning quick and agile, with the ability to make some spectacular saves. His side-to-side movement is extremely explosive, and he can cover a ton of net in a split second, says Friedrich Franson of Last Word on Sports. Now, I'm not going to pretend to know the guy. I'm not really looking at goalies, as you will see on my list. I think we're good at goalie. And if we need a goalie 5 years down the line, trades are available, free agents should be available. But for the foreseeable future, in my honest and in my humble opinion, the Oilers are okay at goalie for the next 4 or 5 years. They've got good prospects coming up in the system. They got Skinner, Campbell for another 4 years. I think the goalies are going to be all right. BW thinks otherwise, because here's another goalie, as I'm saying. Projected to go number 63 overall, Trey Augustine from the USA NTDP development program. Trey is a goalie with a very competitive skill set for his age. His movement is extremely quick and polished, especially side to side. In addition, his butterfly is extremely smooth, and he transitions into it seamlessly. His edges are brilliant and allow him to be one of the better goalies against the rush. On top of that, his reflexes are the best of the draft class, both in terms of low shots and shots toward the top of the net. He has a quick glove and commands a very strong and calm presence on the ice. Again, thank you for Friedrich Franson, Last Word on Sports. This Friedrich guy seems to be the goalie guy. I might need to pay attention to more of what he says moving forward. And with the 73rd overall projected to go, we have centerman Kerry Terrence from Erie in the OHL. Kerry is going to be a team is going to make a team very happy at the 2020-23 NHL Draft, as the Erie Otter Centers had many of the qualities organizations look for in a prospect. The first is his speed and overall skating. The guy has speed. He's smart with his skating wise. He's an explosive first step, a la Connor McDavid, and can get past defenders with an ease on the forecheck. While some players struggle to display their full speed with the puck on his stick, that is not the case here, and he can hit top speed with or without possession of the puck, says Adam Kurzabent, the Hockey Writers. Now, we've seen it with Connor McDavid. He's fast with and without the puck. His first step speed is second to none. I'm not saying this kid's going to be as fast as Connor McDavid or as skillful as Connor McDavid, but his skill set with the puck and his speed with the puck is Connor McDavid-like. I don't know, do we want another skilled center? Possibly. Would never say no to more skill down the middle, right? Moving on to the number 33 pick in the draft, who's projected to go 33. We got Maxim Starbach. Now, this is one of my guys. He's a defenseman, plays in Sioux Falls this year with the USHL. Starbach is a defenseman who uses his defensive mindset to take time away from his opponents with good positioning, offensive and aggressive checking. He often scans his surroundings and his gap control is strong. He usually knows when to step forward to stop a potential rush and when to fall back and maintain possession. From Eric Solond of FC Hockey. Now, doesn't that sound like something this Oiler team was lacking, especially in the playoffs in round 2? A defenseman that knew when to jump up and when to step back. When Ekholm was not on the ice, the Oilers looked lost defensively. So maybe drafting a kid like this, nurturing him, bringing him along in the system, letting him play a few preseason games alongside a skilled defenseman, see what the kid's got. A year or two down the line, have him jump up, be part of our system in the bottom pair point, move him up to the top line if needed, or second line, move Ekholm up to the top line. I know that's down the road, I know that's way far thinking, but isn't that the type of defenseman the Oilers have been looking for? Moving on to the 46th pick, projected to go for 46 overall, we have Etnin Moran from Moncton, played in the QMJHL, another defenseman. Yes, I know all my picks are defensemen. There's a method to this madness. He's a kid who deserves what he can get because he's a hard worker and he's a great teammate. He works hard in practice, he's very mature for his approach, and he shows up looking to improve. He doesn't deflect anything towards others, he takes it on his shoulders. He's like that in school, he's a good student, he's a guy who doubles down in everything he does. Moncton head coach Daniel Lacroix. Now, it doesn't say much about his hockey skill or his hockey IQ, it just says he's a good person. He takes responsibility for the mistakes he makes on the ice. Room to grow. He seems like a player that if you draft him, he will not be NHL ready, probably in 3 years, but always defenseman is what I'm always thinking. I'm always thinking that defenseman. Can't hurt, right? Now we got Hunter Brzezinski. Sebastian High School Doppler reports, and this guy played in Kitchener in the OHL. Is the exact type of player a contending team will rush to podium to draft in the back end of the first round in the 2023 draft. Unfortunately, he did not go in the first round, maybe go high in the second. He's a smooth skating, intelligent right shot defenseman who is calm under pressure and should be able to play an NHL role sooner than most other defensemen in the class. While he lacks high-end puck skills, a threatening shot, and aggressive transition defensive habits, such as tight gap. He does a lot of things very well and simplifies the game, which makes him a highly valuable diffuser of play under forechecking pressure. Again, sounds like a guy the Oilers might take a gander on. Maybe not in the second round, but later on if he is there. Does not have the offensive side, but again, do we need more offense on this team? Not on the back end, says I. I think if you are a defenseman, you should be focused on keeping the puck out of your net, not piling them into the other net. But I digress. At 61 projected, we got Bo Aki from Barrie, Ontario, the OHL. He's a gifted skater with a great agility, east-west ability, strong edge work, flawless crossovers, and his backward skating may just be the best among OHL defenders. Available for the draft. His four-way mobility is up there with all of them as well. This guy skates, this guy's got speed. If you want a puck-moving defenseman, this is your guy, says me, but Dominic Tiano from the OHL Writers said the rest. I honestly think this guy has speed. He's got the IQ, but just, again, I think he's lacking size to play in the defense. Don't know. We will see as we go. Moving on to the 61st projected. Chris Peters from Flow Hockey, his 61st, is Caden Price from Kelowna in the WHL. Beyond a good skating ability, I'm not sure you can say any one element of Price's game stands out. He's average size, average offensive capabilities, defends well enough, he's got a good work ethic on the ice. So he's not going to be your flashy guy. He's going to do the little things right. But sometimes when you are a defenseman, the less we say your name, the better it is for everybody. Again, he don't think of anything spectacular from him. We will see where he lands. I'm thinking he's going to be a third rounder. But maybe he might prove everyone wrong and be a second rounder. Moving on to number 76 projected. Cameron Allen, another defenseman from Guelph in the OHL. Chris Peters from Flow Hockey again. Allen entered the season as a potential first-round pick, but seemed to struggle despite good athletic tools and smooth skating ability. I feel like he can find a way to get back, but defensive miscues and poor decisions with the puck on too many occasions gave me pause about his ability to handle NHL pressure. Again, a kid's a kid. Let him develop, see what you got, see what you get. Obviously, he won't be NHL ready night one, day one. But if a team is willing to pick up on him, hey, he might just be that diamond in the rough some teams are looking for. With the 78 overall pick, we have Luca Canoli from Portland in the WHL. Unfortunately, the market is ruthless when it comes to smaller defensemen with average skating. Cagnoli is likely not going to be top 20 selection, but his intelligence is among the best, if not the best, among this year's Blue Liners. And we would definitely take the risk based on its upside. Whichever team drafts him in the mid-second round is getting a first-round talent with lots of potential. Heidi Kalakashi Dauber prospects. Now, what Heidi said is he's small, but he can skate. Kinda. He's got smarts. He knows, again, he's intelligent. He knows when to push the puck up, when to pass it off to a forward. Again, size might worry some teams. We will see what happens with Luca. Now we get to the players that both BW and I put on our board. First one being Kalen Lind from Red Deer in the WHL. BW knows more about this kid than anybody I know. So if you want to know about this kid, talk to BW on Facebook. He will gladly tell you. Fearlessness and unending physicality tie Lind's many skills together. He takes every opportunity to make contact, big or small, and wins body positioning in every situation. Beyond the huge hits and incredible backchecks, there's a subtle brilliance to Lind's game. He ties up opponents around his own net, then sets picks to create a seamless breakout. As he skates up the ice, he starts passing plays, takes defenders' sticks along the way, creating space for his teammates, says Elite Prospects in the 2023 NHL Draft Guide. Now, doesn't that sound like a player we already have on this team? Yes. Sounds like a pretty good Hyman to me. And he's a centerman. Like I said, we could use more center depth. If this guy's available for the Oilers in the second round, please, Oilers, strongly pick this kid up. We move on to the 49th projected overall. Grayson Sawshin from Seattle in the WHL. Sawshin's game is not a complex one. He sprints hard after the puck, and if he can't outright win the race, he tries to win the ensuring battle. Then he looks for teammates. He feathers pucks off the backhand through defenders slips through under sticks on the forehand, and completes all sorts of crafty 1-2 touch plays to teammates moving in space. If the pass is unavailable, he drives inside without much concern for his safety. Elite Prospects 2023 NHL Draft Guide. Now this is where I have pause for this kid. We read, I could have swore like you put Taylor Hall's face and Taylor Hall's picture with this guy, and you're talking about Taylor Hall. He's got speed. He's not scared to go in the dirty areas. This is when Taylor Hall first got drafted. Taylor Hall now is a completely different player. Taylor Hall had reckless abandonment. Now, I'm not saying this kid's going to be a Taylor Hall by any means, but that's the attributes Taylor Hall brought when he was drafted. At number 56, we have Niko Mitrovic from Seattle, the WHL. One of the biggest risers of this year's draft, going from 47th at the midterm mark to 26th on the NHL Scouting Central North American Skaters. Finalist, Niko enters the draft with a ton of momentum. He's a prospect who continually improved his game throughout the season and one of the most trusted forwards on Seattle this season. A strong two-way forward who is great on the forecheck, he would be a solid addition to any team looking to improve their depth on the wing, says Adam Kesselbert of Hockey Writers. Okay, so I'm not seeing too much that separates him from every other forward in the group. He's a strong two-way forward. He's a forechecker. Could possibly use that in the seasons to come. He's a left wing. Unfortunately, this roster has a plethora of left wings. If he could play right side, he'd be a higher pick for me. And last but certainly not least on our list is goalie Carson Bjarnason from Brandon, plays in the WHL. Carson had the best game against Team Switzerland. He used his size to his advantage, especially in the first period when he made saves by moving laterally and stretching out his legs. Team Canada gave up several grade A chances early in the game. It pleased me to see Carson start on time. He made several stops from the deep middle slot. There are times he loses his post and it affects his angle coverage. He had a great game in the quarters. Jason Bukala from Sportsnet. Now, I don't like that. I don't like how he played an WHL season. And instead of talking about the WHL season that he had, we are talking about his Team Canada performance. I could be completely wrong on that. Like, I could be wrong. I could just be going off the deep end and thinking things that I shouldn't be thinking. But again, also everybody, thank you. It's good to be back. I enjoyed my time away, but now I'm back in front of the camera for all you beautiful people. Again, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, comment. I want to know your thoughts as the projected Oilers draft pick. I'm going to quickly search here just to get the actual number of the Oilers draft. It is... Okay, of course they don't say. Number 56. So the Oilers have the second round, number 56, and then they don't pick again till the sixth round at 184, and the seventh round at 216. So at 56, that's the best option the Oilers have, unless some trickery happens and some moves are made to get a third or fourth round draft pick or another second rounder. We don't know what Sir Holland has up his sleeves, but as always, we just don't know. As always, he's pretty open to anything. Again, this is our list. BW's myself. Let us know. Who would you put on this list? Would you change anybody? Would you add? Would you subtract? Who do you think the Oilers should go after with the 56th overall pick? Let us know in the comments. And always, we will see you in the next one for Oilers After Dark. I'll see you. Have a good night or day, depending on when you see this. Thank you for watching this video of Oilers After Dark. Again, Oilers After Dark. Real Oilers talk for the real fan.